Okay, here's another question from a client of mine. The client asked, what's a simple technique people can use to turn a heated argument into a constructive conversation? I love this question. When I was doing my training many, many years ago as a behavioral health tech in an involuntary psychiatric unit, and this was back in the days where we used to actually have to put hands on people. We would have to restrain them. We would have to take them into a back room and hold them down so they wouldn't hurt themselves. It was a very chaotic and very intense environment that I did my training in. But what we learned from the very beginning of our training is don't poke the bear. Okay, I need you to all hear that. Don't poke the bear. What does that mean? Well, when you're asking for a simple technique to turn a heated argument into a conversation, the first thing is don't add to the heated argument. If somebody throws down a lit match, don't throw gasoline on it. And that's what we tend to want to do. Not because we're a bunch of buttheads, but because it's just our instinct. Our instinct is to defend and then be aggressive. You're right? To defend and protect and then fight back. And the first lesson that I learned in a long, long time ago was don't throw fuel on the fire. Make sense? So that's number one. Don't add more fuel to the fire that's already there. The second thing is we're going to have to decrease the amount of fire. If we're not throwing fuel on it, but our partner or our loved one or the person that we're in conflict with is, we need to be able to de-escalate. Okay? So number one is don't intimidate, don't escalate. And number two is de-escalate. How do we do that? Well, one of the easiest ways that we can de-escalate is tell the person we're in conflict with, hey, I can understand why you feel this way. I can understand why you're seeing it this way. Validate them. Okay? Get inside of their head. Recognize, hey, they're seeing this differently than I am. I don't want to add fuel to this fire, so how can I put the fire out? I can validate them. I can tell them they're not crazy for thinking the way they think, or they're not stupid for feeling the way they feel. I kind of said that backwards. They're not stupid for thinking the way they think, and they're not crazy for feeling the way they feel. So number two is validate. So number one is don't poke the bear. Number two is validate. Get the bear to calm down so he or she doesn't bite you. And then number three is simply looking into that person's eyes and saying, listen, I'm sorry we got to this place. I honestly don't know how we did, and I take responsibility for my part. But is there any way that we can come together and figure out a solution? Make sense? I hope it does. I'll talk to you soon.